So for the Chap Chae recipe, I have here onions, ginger, garlic, 2 eggs. The main ingredient is the spinach. I also have here, I'm going to use red bell pepper, some spring onions or scallion, mushrooms, celery, carrots, parsley, and beef, of course. This is beef chuck blade steaks boneless. So I'm going to chop this up into strips and we'll add it to the chap chae. This will be the main protein, and the eggs, of course. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this recipe, you can use chicken, pork, or shrimp aside from beef. If you are vegetarian, you can use lots of mushrooms for protein and skip all the meat and eggs. Place the beef in a large bowl and add the seasonings like pepper, salt, dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, honey, and you can always use any seasonings that you prefer. Mirin rice wine, olive oil or any cooking oil, garlic powder, rosemary, thyme powder. Mix well. You can always adjust the seasonings according to your taste. I have here spinach that is washed and dried earlier. You can actually cook it without cutting them. It looks a lot, but it will soon deflate when cooked. Some cook this in boiling water for a few seconds, then put it in ice water. It's called blanching, but I will not blanch the spinach in this recipe. Now time to make the sauce. In a bowl, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of honey, and some more pepper, and 3/4 cups water. Mix the sauce and put it aside for later. In the meantime, let's have 2 eggs and separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. Add a little bit of pinch of salt, then mix well. And here I have a warm or hot pan that I already heated up earlier. I turned the heat off, and now I'm going to add the egg yolk just like this. The heat is no longer there, but the remaining heat of the pan will cook up the eggs. We don't need it sizzling or cooking with boiling heat. Just swirl it around and it will turn into this. Slowly turn it over and the rest of the heat will cook the other side. Put it in a pan and we'll do the same thing with the egg whites. The heat is still there. Spread the oil and drop the egg whites and swirl the pan to form a wide pancake, just like this, or thin pancake. Now slowly turn it over. This is very fragile, like a lace handkerchief, and it's done. I'll put it aside for later. I'm going to cut them up later and add to the chap chae. In the meantime, in another low heat pan or medium heat pan, I will add all the vegetables, the ginger, the onions, carrots, bell pepper, and saute them until they are wilted and ready to go. A quick stir fry and put it aside in a bowl. We will need it later. In the same pan, add 2 tablespoons of oil with medium heat. I will cook up my spinach. I did not have to boil it or blanch it, and it works as well. I'm going to put the lid on and steam it for about a minute or two until they're all wilted. And don't forget to season it with salt and pepper. And there it goes. It's all done and it's still looking green. I will put this aside for later. In the same pan, saute the mushrooms for 2 minutes, then add the marinated beef. Spread evenly on hot pan and stir fry for 5 to 7 minutes together with the mushrooms. Set aside for later. Like I mentioned earlier, you can skip the meat and use lots of mushrooms for vegetarian recipe. Again, I will set this aside for later, and in the same pan, I will add my sauce that I've made earlier. Let it boil for a few seconds and then add the rice noodles that I soaked in water for about 5 minutes and drain it with cold water. I just need to mix all the sauces into the rice noodle, and Chap Chae usually uses potato noodles, but I didn't find any potato noodles at the store, so I'm using rice noodles. And here I'm going to add the cooked vegetables, all of them at the same time. The greens, the colored vegetables, and the meat as well, and mix it all together. Here I'm adding a little bit of this shrimp crackers. It's also from Korea. I got it from the same store. And mix them all together, and this is my good looking Chap Chae noodles. In the meantime, I have here the eggs that I fried a little while ago. I will cut them into strips like this, and the reason why I separated the egg white and the egg yolk is to give them a really nice color, white and yellow. Isn't that perfect combination, and isn't that a little bit clever to use that different colors all together? So here it is. Look at the colors. This recipe can serve about 4 to 6 people. I hope you have enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye for now.